Hello, my loves. Welcome to a new episode of Sexy and Healing with Yoli. Mm, mm, mm. All right, today we are doing part two of three things I wish I knew before moving into a new relationship. I'm giving you three other things. So, in total, you're going to have six. Six things that you are going to be able to work with that are going to massively help you with attracting a new relationship that is in alignment for what you desire. Or if you're in a current relationship, help you in your current relationship to then receive the type of love that you desire from your partner. Okay, so I'm hooking y'all up with all of these amazing tools. Okay, let's get into it. If you haven't listened to my first episode before this one, I highly suggest you go listen to that one and then come back to this one. So you can get three tools over there, start to implement them, and then you're going to get three tools here. Then you can implement these, okay? All right. So, another thing that nobody talks about this, is relationships are one of our biggest mirrors, one of our biggest teachers in life. When you get into a relationship, that relationship is there to help you grow, to see where you're still limiting yourself, where you're still holding on to trauma that is triggering. When you begin to see relationships as a full on mirror, because everyone is a mirror of ourselves, right? When someone triggers us, there's something in us that still needs some attention, needs some healing, needs some work, right? And in relationships, you are with that person like on a daily. You're with them on a daily. So they are going to mirror your biggest triggers. The things that trigger you the most with your partner are lessons that you can take and say, okay, why are they triggering me here? Oh, it's because my soul still desires to heal this part. And then that's like a whole hack. It's a fucking hack, you guys. You can take that and say, all right, I'm getting triggered. What's going on? My partner's triggering me. Why are they triggering me? Let's say, for example, let's say they're not showing up for you the way you desire, right? Like they're not giving you the flowers that you want to receive. And you're like, what is wrong with them? Why aren't they giving me flowers? Like, they're so annoying. They're triggering me, blah, blah, blah. You can take that and say, okay, it's triggering me for a reason. What can I do to heal this and then shift the energy? Because we are all energy beings. It's been scientifically proven. It's not like spiritual woo woo stuff, right? It's been scientifically proven that it's like spiritual and also scientific. It's like a combination. It's pretty beautiful if you look at it, but it's not just all like spiritual woo woo, but it's also not just only science. It's like a balance of both. That everything in this universe, in this world, is energy. So we are all energy beings. The energy that we put out is the energy that we're going to be a match for. So if you ever felt in a relationship like your partner wasn't showing up the way that you desired for them to show up, this is a great opportunity to see it as a mirror of, okay, they're mirroring something to me that needs attention. Either I'm not showing up for myself in some area of my life, whether it be you've said that you're going to go to the gym and you're not going to the gym, so you're not committing to yourself. So then you're creating an energy field that says, I don't commit to myself. So then your partner's not going to commit to showing up the way that you desire them to show up for you. Do you get it? Like when you understand these things, you see relationships so differently, and you can start to pinpoint the triggers and use those triggers to then heal within yourself and see it as like so perfect because it's only helping you get what you truly desire even more and tapping you more into love and seeing like the beauty in the relationship and in what it's teaching you to help you grow as a soul. And on the other hand, like your partner will grow with you or they won't, which is okay because then you're going to attract someone who's willing to grow with you. And you'll also create this magnetic energy. You'll create this beautiful magnetic energy. Okay, so that's number one, is seeing that relationships are a mirror. If you're currently not in a relationship, this is a great opportunity right now for you to look back. Look back at your past relationships. Say, okay, where was I creating the same scenarios, like the same shit, the same triggers, right? Like acknowledging them. That's huge. A huge first step is acknowledging, okay, what was I continuing to recreate in these relationships that were triggering me, that I felt like these men ain't shit, like that. Like, what made you feel that way? And then seeing if you can see where the repeated pattern is. And if it's in like commitment, like they're not committing to you, okay, where can you begin to commit to yourself that you've said you're going to commit to yourself and you haven't done it, right? Like the example with going to the gym. You have it in your calendar, you're going to go, but then you don't commit to it, right? Or if it was like someone cheated on you. I know this can be like a heavy topic, but when someone cheats on you, see where you weren't seeing your value and seeing how worthy and valuable you were for them to think they needed to find that somewhere else. And then take that and say, okay, you know what? Where am I valuable? Where am I worthy? Where can I fully show up on myself so nobody cheats on me again? Like, where am I guess you can kind of take it as like, where am I cheating myself? Obviously you're not going out and like cheating on yourself somewhere, but like, where have I not been like prioritizing myself and my needs, right? Like, let's say maybe you've been wanting to, maybe in the relationship, there was something that you really desired to do, but you weren't doing it because like your partner didn't want to do it either, right? So then you were like cheating yourself out of this beautiful opportunity that then created for your partner to then cheat on you. And I know you might be like, Yoli, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, they cheated on me because I was cheating on myself. Like, everything is a mirror of how we feel about ourselves, how we treat ourselves, and the energy that we are putting out. If we are energy beings, how we act, how we talk to ourselves, how we treat ourselves will be reflected back to us because we are an energy match to receive that type of energy back. So, seeing what happened in your past relationships and how you can begin to actually do the things that you love for yourself, creating that magnetic, beautiful self love for you. Let me tell you something. It's life changing. Okay, it's life changing. Everything that happened to you in your past relationships were never to make you, it was made to make you feel shittier so you can remember who the fuck you truly are and start to take your power back. Okay, period. That's the first one. I know I went in on that one and I could keep going in, but we'll leave that one there. So seeing relationships as our biggest mirrors. Number 2 is reflections, which is similar to what I just talked about. Reflections, it's actually very similar to what I just talked about. Reflections is when something happens to us and then seeing, okay, where have I been like that with myself? It's pretty much exactly what I just talked about. It's like seeing your partner as a mirror, and what are they reflecting? What are they reflecting to you? Okay, like what were your past partners reflecting to you? Or if you're in a current relationship, what was being reflected to you? What were they mirroring to you that now needs um, your attention so you can shift it? The more we try to avoid it and we don't give it that attention, it's going to keep happening. It's going to keep happening. And that's when we begin to attract relationships that feels like they're all the same, right? When you get to the point where you're like, all men are the same, it's because there's somewhere where you haven't been paying attention to that trigger, and that trigger is ready to be listened to and acknowledged and seen and felt safe and loved, to shift the trigger, to shift the trauma and say, you know what, we're no longer going to continue operating from that anymore. Okay. So the seeing the relationship as a mirror, seeing the reflections in the relationship of like, okay, what's been coming up, what continues to reoccur. And then number three is also huge. These are all huge. And if you can start to just like little by little implement these, I'm telling you, it's a life changer. It's a game changer. um Number three is a deeper understanding of your traumas, like a deep understanding of where it all started, where it's all coming. When you see the relationship as a mirror, it's going to bring up wounds, right? Wounds from your childhood, from maybe a past relationship, um, from other things that occurred to you in this lifetime. It's going to bring up those wounds. Those wounds are there to help you see where it all started, getting to the root cause, understanding your traumas. Okay, this happened to me. I'm still holding on to this trauma because I haven't fully been able to process it and release it so that I don't get triggered by my partner in the relationship, right? So when we are being triggered, it's because this trauma is still running our subconscious mind. It's still there. We may not think about it, and we may say like, "Oh, I already healed it. I've been done with that." That's what I thought. Like there were traumas where I was like, "Oh, I've been done." And then I got into a relationship and then it like resurfaces and I'm like, what the like this happened years ago. Like why am I feeling it again? Like why do I feel this way again? And it's because the understanding of, okay, I went through this, but it's not who I am anymore. And it's safe for me to show that part of me that went through that so much love and compassion, and to let that part of me know that it's safe and we are no longer there. That is not who we are anymore. Like it's safe now to be the new version of you. You are safe now. So whenever that trigger does come up, it won't even be a trigger anymore because your subconscious mind doesn't see the correlation of it being a trigger. Like let's say for example, right, if what's a good example to use? Um if for example, okay, I'll just use one of my examples. One of my biggest triggers for me in relationships was alcohol. And I share this story a lot. I grew up with my father being an alcoholic. He is now like 10 plus years sober. Amazing. Um, But it was such a trigger for me because of what I went through growing up. So being in relationships with men who would drink to like an excessive point, or who like loved to drink, was very, very triggering for me, like super triggering. Even though, like my dad had already been sober years, like, you know, it had been years since he drank this and that, like you would think that I was like over it. But whenever like one of my partners would drink, it would re-trigger everything that I felt when I was a young girl, when I was a teen. And it was like, so my nervous system would freak the fuck out, you know? And it was like nothing wrong was happening, like nothing crazy was happening, but it was such a trigger for me that I was like, I can't, like my nervous system was like, I can't, right? It took me having to see the perfection in everything that I went through, and seeing how what I went through with alcohol in my life and how it was so triggering, like how perfect that was and how it helped me get to what I am. And then showing that version of myself so much love and letting her know that we're not there anymore. That's not who we are. Because honestly, I couldn't even be around people that would drink alcohol. When I chose to be sober, I hated being around people who would drink alcohol too. It would like trigger me so much. And I had this like, ugh, against people who would drink. I had to really pay attention to that trauma and that trigger. Not pay attention to where like I'm reliving it and I'm like stuck there and I'm like, I am who I am because of this, and blaming my traumas and blaming them, and it's because of that. Da, da, da. No, it was okay. I went through this, and how is that perfect? What has it taught me? Right? How has it helped me grow so much as an individual, as a human being, as a soul? How can I show that part of me who was so afraid love, and let her know that she is now safe, and that is not where we're at anymore? There's no reason to be scared anymore, right? So now if I go somewhere and people are drinking, it doesn't bother me because I've had to acknowledge all of the things that were triggering me and see the perfection in it, and not live in that space still, right? Knowing that I am safe. Like it is safe to me for me to be around people who choose to drink, like because I can go home to my house and I'm going to be fine over there, It's not like I'm going to go home with these drunks. No, I don't have to. I could say, you know what, bye, y'all. Keep having fun. I'm gonna go home, and it's okay. And I still like, I'm not like, what are they doing? Da, da, da. You know. I can't believe I just told you guys all this, but anyways, um, maybe someone will need to hear it. But it's like having that understanding that when people trigger you, it's not about blaming them and saying, you know what, like you are doing this to me and you, right? Because that's where we go first, or that's what we're taught essentially, is that everyone else is the problem, and us, it's like poor me. But yeah, acknowledging like, yeah, you went through some shit, but you're safe now. And if someone is triggering you, it's because those triggers and those traumas are ready to be released from your body. They're ready to be released. They're ready to leave your subconscious mind so you can continue to live life feeling safe and free, and actually attract the relationships that you desire. Honestly, now a lot of people that I meet, like new friendships, are sober. They don't drink, or barely never drink, or, it's because when you begin to shift certain parts of yourself, you begin to attract what you actually truly desire. But it's up to you to see how the relationships are helping you grow what you can begin to shift and what needs your attention to begin to this always happens to me. My computer always shuts down at 20 minutes. It always like shuts down. Um or it closes, whatever. You can begin to see where you didn't feel safe and start to tell yourself how you are safe now and you're not there anymore. You're not going through that trauma anymore. That trauma was over there. You're over here now, and it's okay to begin to release it little by little with love. It's not forcing it like get out of like get out of my body now. It's recognizing how much